सभी को अपनी घर या दुकान के सामने 2 मीटर की दूर साफ रखना है. That is my main message. That much is enough, but everybody has to start doing it.
But what do you think is the main issue? Why do people even litter?
There is this mentality of chalta hai, thinking that if I throw this, like, it's not my business anymore. Somebody else should do it. The government should do it. The authorities or anybody as such. That's why I keep promoting individual responsibility from each and every one of us.
Do you think that India also lacks the infrastructure in?
I've been to India Gate. Like, let's start from the route itself. There are people cleaning that place daily. They put the dustbins every 50 meters. And you know what happens? Dustbin is empty and all around it, there is garbage.
What is your source of motivation? How do you keep yourself aligned to what you are doing?
Pure Desi Josh. Really, really love this place. India gave so much to the world and it got nothing in return. It'll be a nice thing to do to give something back to India. I feel like really sad when I see a lot of these videos, especially in Europe and America, criticizing India, saying, see what kind of food they eat and what kind of streets do they live, without them having any knowledge on what India actually is. That frustrates me. I just want to show what India can actually do when people get together. There are a lot of people from South blaming, oh, it's only in the North. North Indians are saying it's only South India. Let's stop all of this and actually come together over this one issue and get it done.
Why do this? Why are you cleaning India?
Well, there is a question that a lot of people ask me, like, you know, and even though I'm telling them do not ask me questions, just start and take action. People still like to get some answers. So I came to India in 2018,
okay,
and I started doing modeling here actually. And I just came here very accidentally, and I wanted to see what is India about. So when I came here, I came to Bangalore, and I got so indulged with the culture itself that I fell in love with the place. So it's been almost 8 years that I'm in India, and as you can expect, it became my home, right? Especially since I appreciate the culture and the people so much. So cleaning India is something that's been on my mind since day one, since I came to India. Okay. But I only started executing it, you can say it properly, last August. That's when I made the page. And I just decided that even if I do small cleanups here and there, it will not make any difference until I start bringing awareness to the people. So I never had any idea that I'll make some great channel, that I'll, like, you know, be all over the place. No, nothing as such. I just wanted to bring awareness to people on a local level, because I could not understand why. Like, why do people litter? I couldn't understand it. Like, you know, there's such beautiful places. You go Himalayas, you go to Kerala, you go to Sikkim, you go to any place in India, it's damn beautiful. And then people come and eat pani puri and throw the garbage there. So that's something that I couldn't understand.
Okay. So what do you think is the main reason about it? Because I have been having this conversation with my friends, with a lot of people I know, that obviously one person cannot solve it, but one person combined with hundreds of people can solve this. But what do you think is the main issue? Why do people even litter?
See, I feel like people usually adapt. Okay, let me rephrase that. You live in a different city in India, and then you come to Delhi, let's say. You live in UP and you come to Delhi to work. So there is a saying, when in Rome, act like Romans, right? So when a person who comes from a different place comes to Delhi and see the locals themselves throwing garbage, and that there are not so many dustbins all over the place, it's not so regulated, they will not care. Why? Because they're not from that place. In the comparison to that, for example, when I used to live in Bangalore, not everywhere, but mostly in residential areas, because people are from that place itself. They themselves take the responsibility and they do daily cleanups there. In Bangalore, in residential areas like New Tipsandra or Indranagar or anything as such, people actually go outside and clean themselves because they consider that, yes, I am from here, this belongs to me. So I feel like that is the reason why mostly people litter, is because there is this mentality of chalta hai, thinking that if I throw this, like, it's not my business anymore. You know, somebody else should do it. The government should do it. The authorities or anybody as such. So that's why I keep promoting individual responsibility from each and every one of us in two places. Meaning, like, do not litter and keep 2 meters outside your homes and shops clean. So just imagine this. Imagine if whole of India got together on one day and they were like, okay, we don't have to do much, but just the whole country, each and every state, each and every city will just go out and clean 2 meters outside their homes. Half of the problem is gone, right? So only once we take that initiative and actually do the cleanup ourselves, then we will not litter. You know, if somebody comes and tells do not litter, you'll be like, I won't litter. But then first opportunity, maybe you smoke a cigarette, maybe you chew a chewing gum, you'll be like, okay, one wrapper, kuch nahi hoga, right? But once you do the cleanup itself, you'll remember how much effort it took, what kind of a change it brought. So it wakes up something else inside of you.
Yeah.
So then you'll like automatically stop doing that.
Yeah. But do you also think that India lacks that infrastructure of waste management? Because what happens is, let's say I'm eating a packet of chips, right? It will take me around, I would say around 2 kilometers to find a dustbin to just throw that packet of chips, right? So I think it becomes more convenient for people to throw. I'm not supporting people who are littering.
Yes.
I'm just asking, like, do you think that India also lacks the infrastructure in that
No,
sense?
absolutely yes. But at the same time, for example, when I just reached this area, when I came to Faridabad while I was waiting for you, I saw immediately left side of me, like, people throwing garbage in front of their homes again.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking from the side of authorities, like, does it make sense doing cleanups if people do not want to appreciate this? A lot of people, even in my comment section, they write, there is not enough dustbins. I've been to India Gate. Like, let's start from the root itself. I've been to India Gate. There are people cleaning that place daily.
Yeah.
Authorities have taken care of the whole place. They've put the dustbins every 50 meters. And you know what happens? Dustbin is empty, and all around it, there is garbage.
Yeah.
So we really need to stop and be actually real with ourselves. How much is our fault and how much is somebody else's, And that's why I keep telling people, do not shame, do not tell yourself, no, I'm ashamed that somebody else is doing my work. Just take action. And that is stop littering. I've actually come up with if you can say, a four-step program.
Okay.
How this can be taken care of, for example. First step is definitely do not litter. So until this happens, we cannot progress, we cannot do anything else. And this is a very simple message that everybody can understand. Second thing regarding the dustbins, because they're not placed everywhere. If you have to litter in one place. So let's say every street, every smaller area in whole of India, where there are no dustbins, creates, let's say, like a small dumping zone. Like, it has to be done. So people, even if they don't have dustbins to throw, they know, okay, there is a dumping zone here. So it will be even easier for authorities to collect all that garbage from one place, then rather than us throwing here and there. Nobody's gonna go bend down and pick up the garbage. And plus the bigger problem is, even wherever I do cleanups, it's not the upper layer of garbage that's the problem. It's what's in the ground. There are minimum 2-3 layers of garbage in the ground itself, which is a very big problem. Third step after that comes, which is segregation and proper disposal. Yeah. And only fourth and final step is recycling.
Okay.
So people talk a lot about recycling in India. Do you see how far we are from that?
Yeah.
We need to start at the root and just make people understand that they should not litter. Yeah. If you have to litter, let's litter here. Then from there, authorities can take it to another place, and then recycling is going to be very easy.
Yeah.
Indians are very smart people. You have billions of people, but you have millions also who will know exactly what needs to be done. We just have to come together. Yeah. And
I think you're right about this, because what I've seen is in my where I live, in my society complex, they have decided to keep the green bins and the blue bins, right? But what happens is, when I went down, I see them segregating the waste from my house itself. But once it reaches the dumping tractor that comes, right, it is all into one, right? So is that also a problem, because you are segregating it at your home?
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say. People do a lot of these things just for the heck of doing it.
Yeah.
We have to say, okay, if we segregated something, that means that it should be recycled. That is the only purpose of segregation. So we can recycle it much more easily. So we can take the organic waste and use it for something. People in India think, a lot of them think that organic waste is just a waste. No, that's fertilizer. If you want to throw away organic waste, outside, you can actually throw it below a tree and cover it with something. It'll actually help that tree grow. It's going to be much more beautiful. So these are the things we can approach only once the first step is done. Actually making everybody understand, do not litter. Don't do this, and that can only be done on a local level where people themselves, let's say aunties and uncles from one neighborhood, they come together and they're like, okay, let's clean this. And they clean the street. Let's see who's going to come and litter then. They will only come out with a chappal or jaru and give them one, right?
Yeah,
because they're going to feel like, okay, this was my duty. I did this and now you're coming and spoiling it. Yeah. It's like, imagine going to somebody's home and just throwing kachra here and there. They'll kick you out. So the same thing needs to be applied outside.
Yeah. As a foreigner, when you are organizing these drives, right? Do you see a pushback from people?
Not really. Honestly, like I just feel a lot of people, mostly in comment section on Instagram, are demotivated and they say, oh, there is no point doing this. Fir se ganda karenge. And like, people are going to come and litter again.
Yeah.
Because people get the message that I think if I do one cleanup, then it's going to change the thing. I'm trying to change the mindset of the people where they take responsibility and they unite.
Yeah.
So if you see my page, mostly cleanups that I'm doing in the recent days, is gathering people. Let's say when I did Batkal Lake in Faridabad, I just got 3 NGOs, like 3 organizations from Faridabad itself.
Okay.
And I don't think they even knew about each other.
Yeah.
And I got them together and I was like, guys, let's make a change.
Yeah.
It was done like this. And imagine how many people Faridabad has, how many people Delhi has.
Yeah.
So it's all about coming together over the same issue, because regardless of the state, regardless of the culture or religion, every person in India is facing the same issue.
Yeah.
Air pollution, garbage on the roads, and similar issues.
Yeah.
So we need to stand together on this.
Yeah. So when you're looking at a problem at this scale, right, like when there are authorities involved, there are people involved, right, you're focusing majorly on the individual responsibilities. But as you said, right, these NGOs also didn't know about each other when they're operating from the same area, right?
Yes.
Do you feel the NGOs are doing a good job?
So I feel like all of them are doing individually whatever they can. Like, I feel there is always space for improvement. There is always space for more ideas. That's why, especially including youngsters, is very important, because they are the fresh mindset. They know how the new world works, right? So inclusiveness is very important. I embrace every single person who texts me. Also, I get hundreds of messages on my Instagram page. I talk to each and every one person that texts me, because there are so many brilliant people who text me with crazy ideas, so I feel like we need to give each other opportunity for this. But even more than like this getting together on Faridabad level and all of this, I feel whole of India needs to come together on this issue. There are a lot of people from South blaming, it's only in the North. North Indians are saying it's only South India. Let's stop all of this and actually come together over this one issue and get it done.
Why do you feel people have so much frustration about North and South? Like this is just like it's not even needed, right? Because we are talking about an issue that the whole country is facing. When then people are dividing themselves again North and South, right?
See, it's always it doesn't have to do anything with just North and South. People always try to find somebody else to blame. It's very hard to take responsibility. Why is my life the way it is right now? And that's why Gandhiji also said, be the change you want to see in the world. That's something along with cleanliness is next to godliness that I really follow, and I see it actually help me in my life. Because I myself as well, find so many and used to find so many faults in other things outside sources, because I'm feeling either sad or I wish I did something more with my life. But then when I actually stop and I take charge of my own things, I see, I can make change for myself. So I'm not calling out people saying, now you need to go and clean Faridabad, but at least that much, whatever is outside your house. If you see somebody spitting gutkai, you can approach him and be like, sir, you shouldn't do this. Is this how we treat our country? So not like, we need to attack each other or anything as such. There needs to be a lot of understanding regarding cleaning India. Because, for example, you have a person who will come from a small village, let's say in Bihar, and they come to Delhi to work. So where they came from, they didn't get sufficient education regarding all of these topics, while a Delhi person did get, let's say. So if they come and act out, in a sense, they throw garbage, we cannot come and attack them, because we need to show understanding for them, So only once we do this, then there is a space for actual progress. But if you come and scold somebody or shame anybody, purposely they're going to come tomorrow and do the same thing, because they'll be like, who's this person to tell me, that I'm not good enough? But if you show understanding, we're like, okay, sir, this is what we're trying to do. Do not do this. We're trying to explain, try to talk. Maybe not it will work with every person, but even if it works with one person, it's going to make a change. Definitely.
And I think you talked about education only. So I was coming to that. You were at a recent drive in a school, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How was it with the kids? Like, are they accepting of that thought, or
they are super amazing. They are golden, and I see it's much easier to approach kids because they're unbothered with real life situations. They didn't go through as much trauma as many people. They don't have so many responsibilities. They don't have so many things on their head. So there is much more space for them to just accept this. But when you see, all of us are children in a way. We just have a lot of things on our minds. So if we just become a little humble, we step back and we say, okay, whatever we have, it's very important and we are going to take care of it. But this is something for our children. We make our careers, we try to earn money for whom? for our children, right?
Yeah.
So what is the point of us giving them education and giving them money if they are not able to breathe outside tomorrow? So what kind of parenting is that? That's not a good parenting. That's not a good legacy. That's nothing. We are focused in 21st century. We're only focused on our careers and money, while we forget that we are dependent on this earth. We need fresh water. We need clean air. We need sun rays to live. And we're putting this as something secondary, saying like, no, cleaning India is not important. But me getting more money, better salary, this is very important. For whom? For what? In 10 years, khatam ho jayega. If you don't take anything. So I think this should be the main priority.
So how was your first drive? Like, how did you even plan of organizing it?
First drive was happened in Gurgaon in Sector 55. I was alone at the time. So I just picked up the rake that I got, those gum boots, and I went outside and I cleaned in front of a building that irritated me for quite some time, because I see that it's upper middle class people living there who drive jeeps, who are pretty well off, and they have a proper pile of garbage at the main entrance. And then when I saw a person who parked his jeep also, like, right in front of the entrance, because the whole building belongs to him, okay? I'm saying that as a joke. He jumped over that pile, got in his SUV and left.
Okay.
And I got a nervous breakdown, because I'm like, at least you don't have to do it, but I'm sure you can afford 200-300 rupees and pay somebody and just like, to push it at least on the side. But the fact that he's not even bothered, that right in front of his house, at his doorstep, there is a pile of garbage, and he's like, not my problem. That's where I cracked, honestly. And I decided to make a page, and I did the first cleanup there. Only living thing that was there next to me was a cow who came to support me. And even that cow was just literally looking at me and being like, what's happening here? Because sadly, you will see the scene in India where cows eat
that pile,
that garbage. And that cow actually did come for that purpose, to eat that garbage. And when I started removing it, it was really confused. So I do my seva almost daily, like where I do feed cows on the road. And I feel like all of us can contribute in this sense, because I feel like it's very sad to see this happen.
So I'll tell you a real life problem right now that we are facing. So just in front of the studio, you'll see a pile where people have left the chips packet and everything, and we get it removed almost every alternate day, right? We bring in the people and we get it removed, but then people are just, because there's a shop nearby, people eat, drink, and then throw it here, right? So what can we do here, right?
Nothing. So not nothing, but first thing that can be done, again, सभी को अपनी गाड़ी या दुकान के सामने 2 मीटर की दूर साफ रखना है. That is my main message. So you did your part. Then you go and approach the shopkeeper and just tell him, have you placed the dustbin? You have. Can you please talk to the customers that come there, who are eating there? Please, there is a dustbin, just dispose of there. So imagine, that's not a big deal. It's 2 meters outside his shop. That's all it takes. So you from this place cannot go somewhere else and tell somebody else how to do it. You can help them, you can assist them, but that much is enough. But everybody has to start doing it. The thing is, everybody is discouraged because when they think about, okay, now I have to tell whole of India, like who's going to talk to 150 crore people? You don't have to do that. Just talk to 1, 2, 3 people. Slowly it will catch on. There can be a small poster, like anybody can do it. A small poster. Please, this is the dustbin, use the dustbin. And if somebody still comes and throws it on the side, he should be approached. Again, we don't have to fight each other, but just be like, sir, there is a dustbin. Can you please do it? And then they will also, because Indians are very emotional people. And if they see that others are also looking at them, they might feel a little shame, but they'll stop doing it. But the thing is, everybody just completely left it from their minds, like it's an issue, like, oh, me throwing in the garbage dustbin or outside, it doesn't make any difference. But once I see this, once we talk to people, there is some light that shines in their eyes, and they're like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this. Not with everybody, but with most of the people, and I think that's more than enough.
Okay. And how are you so involved with this cause, right? With Cleaning India, right? Is it something that you have seen back at home, or you have grown up with these values that you have, right? And you're trying to bring a change in India. That's really nice. But how did it happen?
Serbia is not the cleanest country in the world. We also have our issues there. Like even though people do cleanups and authorities do take care of this, we still do have a problem, with littering and stuff like this. Not in this scale, but we only have 6 million people, so I guess it's much easier to control that. But within our communities, local communities and neighborhoods, we organize like different kind of sevas again, like different kind of activities. For example, this summer there was a drought. There was very less rainfall, so the trees started drying out. We tried reaching out to the authorities, but nothing happened. So people themselves organized. There were even small children of 4 or 5 years who came with their small buckets, and we went out and we watered the whole neighborhood, and it was fun. There was no now I'm gonna work and now I'm like a worker. Nothing as such. We are doing this for our neighborhood, and within 2 weeks, those trees came back to life. And is there something better than that? No. We don't have to expect somebody else to come and take care of our own house, because even though it's outside, we live here. We go for a walk there. Not somebody from another side of the city or like authority. We live there, right? So we need to take certain amount of responsibility. If there is a bigger issue, then authorities need to come in. But they will only once they see that people care. What is the point of them coming if they see that nobody else cares? And imagine in India, it's very hard to cover all of this. That's why individual responsibility is number one that needs to be taken.
So making cleaning fun is what you talked about. Can we think something around that? Like making
just open my page and you'll see what I'm trying to do. I always incorporate different songs. I don't try to make it now super fancy. I want it to be organic. I want it to be natural and desi josh. That's my top criteria, even with the people that I call for my cleanups. I don't invite just anybody. I just want people who actually care for this cause, who have that proper desi josh. So I feel like with these kind of cultural things, it can be done very easily. My idea is to do like a plogging drive, let's say even in Delhi or like any place as such, where we put like a huge speaker on the truck. We play some 90s Hindi music or some Joshi music like this, and just go on the road and clean, pick up, have fun, make it cool to keep the place clean, So these kind of activities are in a plan.
That is really nice. And maybe that is what I was coming to. So there's this club that I see, there's a run club that do rave and running, right? So maybe something like that of sort can be done.
I'm not very sure about running, because I know a lot of people don't like running, especially in this heat. So I'm trying to plan both of this, but I do have a plan to invite one of my friends from Serbia. So he's the world champion in plogging, and he does plogging on a very big scale. He's a good sportsman as well. So my idea was also maybe in the future to invite him and organize groups of people who are a little more athletic, who will be willing to go, let's say, to Himachal or anything as such, where we can organize such activities. But I also try to be a little practical to see what actually people will be involved with, because I see even with these cleanups we do for 1.5 hours, it's very difficult. It's very hot outside.
And how much money is spent? Because I'm sure money is involved, right? How much money are you spending on organizing a drive, right? Because then you're paying it out of your pocket.
Yes, I do. I don't take any fundings or anything as such for a very big reason, because people think once they donate, then they don't have to be involved anymore, that their job is done. Or second part can be because of my, if I take funding, they can be oh, it's easy for him to do, he has funding. So I'm just trying to cut out all the reasons for people to give, not to join this cause. But these drives actually do not take out a lot of money. Most of them that I did initially, that rake I got for 900 rupees, gum boots I got for 300 rupees, and these are one-time buys. Garbage bags cost 400 rupees, for a 6-pack. And 10 pieces each, which is more than enough. So it doesn't come out too much, but most of these drives recently have been organized by small NGOs themselves. So somebody comes with brooms, somebody comes with gloves or anything as such, but it doesn't take much money at all, for these basic drives. If you plan to do something on a larger scale, that will be something different. Then you need to organize JCB and different machines. But these on local level, it's not even 2,000 rupees. 1,000.
Okay, so under 2,000 rupees, people can arrange.
If you do let's say a group of, I'm so sorry, but if it's a group, let's say of 10 people, on a local level on the street, if everybody contributes 100 rupees, they gathered 1,000 rupees, I guarantee them they can finish a cleanup of a whole street. in 1,000 rupees. So if anybody has any question about this, please text me. I will guide you on this.
Yeah. So you also talked to me about that there are companies who want to be involved, right? Like they're also kind of supporting you with the whole cleanup drives, right? So is there like obviously there's a support from one company, but do you think avenues opening up in that space also where companies do cater to this? Because what happens in India is what I've seen, that companies do take up these cleaning drives as their CSR project, right? And nobody is really bothered that if that CSR project is happening correctly or not, right? Because they have to do as a social responsibility that they have because of the government bylaws, but they don't really take it to a level where it should be done like very intentionally, right? So do you think that is happening?
So the thing is, why I'm saying Desi Josh, that's a very, very important, even though it might sound funny, it's a very, very important moment, because I am trying to, throughout my posts, throughout things that I do, small messages, starting the clip with Ye Dil Mange More,
Yeah.
I am trying to wake up that Indian spirit in people.
Yeah.
Where they will not see this as some task that they just have to do, but a change that's mandatory and necessary to happen.
Yeah.
So once they see it like this, they will want it to be done correctly.
Yeah.
If I give this as a task to somebody, just like, oh, you have to do this, just get it done,
Yeah.
nothing will happen. So
Okay.
it has to be that personal involvement, because it is that. This is not some business. That's why, again, another reason why I don't involve money, because this is not a business.
Yeah.
This is something, a change that has to be made. And this is not a revolution, this is evolution. Because a revolution just gets you back where you started. Evolution takes you on another level. And that will happen only once people change their mindsets.
Yeah. What is your source of motivation? Because I'm sure when you see people littering, right? Once you go outside and you have come from a drive, right? And you see a person littering here, or you see an Instagram comment that nahi hone wala kuch, like why are you even bothered about it, right? So what is your source of motivation? How do you keep yourself aligned to what you are doing?
So I think that's pure Desi Josh.
Okay.
So I really love this place, and it's very hard for some people to understand that, because I'm not like just one of the foreigners who came here and he saw some colors and like statues and now he's like obsessed with India. No, I really, really love this place. I feel like, it changed my life for the better. I don't feel, I know that for a fact. And through yoga and through whatever Shivji as a Adiyogi gave to us, then on an actual level, it changed my life and it helped me. And I feel like India gave so much to the world and it got nothing in return. So I just feel like it'll be a nice thing to do, to give something back to India. And I feel like really sad when I see a lot of these videos, especially in Europe and America, criticizing India, saying, see what kind of food they eat and what kind of streets do they live, without them having any knowledge on what India actually is. That frustrates me. And I just want to show what India can actually do when people get together. And that's what's happening.
You talked about Shivji and Adi Yogi. Are you a religious or a spiritual person? Are you?
I don't follow any religion per se,
Okay.
but I'm a spiritual person.
Okay.
I feel like on every one of us has a journey of their own. We have different experiences, and we can identify with different things. What's important is that thing actually brings a change within us, that it's not just a story and just some ritual that we do, but there are actually difference in what we are today than what we were yesterday, if you're following me. So I'm born as an Orthodox Christian in Serbia, and I do still follow all the tradition and teachings that we have. But when I came to India, listening to Sadhguru's podcasts and reading different things about Shiva and his teachings and Saptarishis and all of this, I started identifying with that, because it felt like it is changing something within me. So not only regarding stories, but I started actually practicing in daily life everything that's being taught, and I see a huge difference. Okay. So that also gives me a lot of power. I see myself in moments where I feel like I'm going to faint. I chant something or I say something to myself, and I see a difference. Same how I, for example, climbed Velingiri Hills, which is South Kailash, that's near Isha Foundation.
Yeah.
So this is a pilgrimage, 6-hour trek uphill in Tamil Nadu heat. It's extremely difficult. And even though, like, I'm a sports person, I'm an athlete, I was doing martial arts for years, more than 10 years in Serbia, I still found it extremely difficult to climb. By the time I reached the third hill out of 7, I'm done. Like I cannot move my legs. But then I see aunties, like, because ladies after age of 50 can climb, under 50 they cannot. I see uncles, like who are like it's twice as my age almost, they're climbing up, they're not stopping. And I see something in their eyes that's pushing them to take an initial step. And then I understand that this is much more beyond physical. So that's why I know it's real.
Yeah, and even I think that can be incorporated with the cleanliness also, right? Like if you can be focused towards just one track to reach that place, and bow down in front of your guru, right? So you can also apply that cleanliness in your discipline, in your life, right? Which people lack.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, right? And it's very true. See, any puja that we do before Diwali, what is the first thing that everybody does?
Cleanliness.
You wash yourself. You wash your house. Why? For the divine to enter.
Yeah.
So if we want a divine to enter, even our streets, even our communities, where are they going to enter?
Yeah.
Where? Like we throw garbage all over the place. We do pujas, we pray for our families, for like our communities and all of this. But where is divine going to come if we treat our surroundings like this?
What is spirituality according to you? I know this is going somewhere else, but I really want to understand.
Spirituality regarding me is questioning. That's the first step. You need to question. You need to question yourself. You need to question everything around you, because then you will actually reach truth. So spirituality is truth, trying to reach it. So regardless of what you're brought up with, like how I was brought up being a Christian, right?
Yeah.
But then I ended up being a Shiv Bhakt, right?
Yeah.
So I feel whatever you've been taught, you should question and see what is right and what is wrong. And if you actually humble yourself down and just listen to your heart always tells you what is right and what is wrong. When you do something which is good, for example, in my case, like when I go and clean the street, I feel warm here.
Yeah.
I don't think about, somebody is going to give me some views or money. No, I just feel very warm. I see people around me coming together. We're cleaning and they're like happy. We're making a change. That is something good. Same way, if I'm doing something wrong, I'll get a very, very rotten feeling here. So I think it's not very hard for us to determine what is right and wrong. We just have to listen to our heart, not only our minds, because our mind will say something in the morning, then it's going to say something in the evening, And I feel like just trying to be 10% better today than you were yesterday. Like you can joke with, I won't say BS people around you, but you cannot BS yourself. You will know how far you've come.
Yeah.
So if you're better today 10% than you were yesterday, then you are on a spiritual path.
Yeah. And how important is purpose in life? Like, for example, you're following this purpose life. I see a lot of people, a lot of youngsters, a lot of children having no purpose in life right now because they are too attracted by, let's say, the material stuff, the money, the fame, the followers, as you were talking about, right? So how important is purpose?
It's absolutely, that is the main thing. Like, for example, my father is one of the rare people who was completely against me coming to India. Because for him, I should have stayed in Serbia and just got a job and just been there. That's his dream, because it's safe, it's known and all of this. So I feel like purpose can be a little tricky thing because whatever we think is our purpose can hurt our family members. But again, if that purpose, when we think about it, it's not our minds that gets activated now, I can get this, that. But again, our heart becomes warm when you think about it. I feel like we should follow it, and it might hurt some people along the way, but I feel like as long as our karma is good, I feel it will have a good impact, because our karma is not only what we do. Your karma starts with your thought. So the moment you think something, you're already doing karma. So as long as all of these things are connected, you have the intention is good, the purpose is good, then I think you cannot go wrong. But a lot of people's priority and criteria is, okay, I have 10 crores in my account, now I want to have 100 crores. This is my purpose now. Yeah. This is not purpose. Purpose should be mostly focused on giving back, because as organisms, as humans, we just keep on taking.
Yeah.
We breathe air, we eat food, we drink water, we consume information, we just keep consuming. Yeah. And that way we turn into virus, because those are characteristics of a virus, right? So once we start giving back, we change our purpose and we actually become something more.
Yeah. No, that is really amazing. That changes the perspective of how people look at, material things and purpose in life per se.
No, don't get me wrong. See, material things are extremely important. Like, if you don't have food on your table today, you will not think about cleaning India. So only once your survival is taken care of, you can think about purpose. You can think about these higher things. So money is important, but it should stay in your pocket. It shouldn't get in your head. And once you reach a certain level, you should have a sense to realize that there needs to be something more. Again, we're coming back to children. What are parents doing? They're just collecting money day and day and trying to make it more and more and more, while they miss out to spend time with their children. They protect their kids by keeping them inside the house, but they fail to educate them on life. They'll keep a child, like I see this happening in a lot of Indian homes. They keep their children only within the yard, like within the house or anything as such. And then at the age of 18, okay, I'm sending you to this place or that place or Bangalore or here or there for studies. And that child will not have a proper perspective of life, you know. So I feel like instead of just focusing on material things, which are important, we should also focus on teaching our children different things and giving them the future they actually deserve. I'm sure no child is interested in a big car, but all of them are interested in a clean lake, clean air, clean parks. Every child is interested in this.
And how important is, like, you talked about parenting, right? So like parents not leaving their child, right? So in India, I think even after 18, people are not letting their children out of their home, right? I see it as a problem. And I feel that I talk to a lot of friends who are from South, coming to Gurgaon, staying here, working here, and I see that their life is more disciplined than us who are living in our homes from the last 25, 24 years now, right?
Yes, absolutely. You see, like if you have somebody, like I've experienced the same thing, because I actually only grew up with my mom, like so she was there with me, and I was in Serbia most of the time, and I saw the difference when I came to India at the age of 25. And even though I was cooking for myself and taking care of a lot of my things, I realized how much it means for somebody to make you a breakfast in the morning. Now, when I go back to Serbia and my mom comes in the morning, she brings me breakfast, I literally want to cry. Because then you actually start appreciating these things. You understand how important it is. But if it keeps happening on daily basis, we take it for granted. We become lethargic, we become lazy, and we become resentful. Then we feel like, this is not enough. I need more. I need more things to be my way. I want more. And that's an endless process. So I feel like, in Europe, how it is like, that parents make their children leave the house. Mostly it's in America, but by the age of 18, they have to get a job. They have to move out and all of this. Like this independent culture is there. That's also not good. Same way how I feel overly protecting your children is like, just imprisoning them. So I feel some balance should be there. Like, you should neither be too individual, but this also shouldn't be happening.
Okay. And once we talk about 4CleanIndia, right? This is the page name that you have. I'm not sure if you are calling it an organization or a drive.
Movement.
It's a movement. it's a movement that you are calling it. Okay. So what is next? Like after Gurgaon, after doing drives in Delhi NCR particularly, what is next, and how much time do you think this would take?
So I'm giving myself time till 2047.
Okay.
It's gonna be 100-year anniversaries. All right. So that's my idea. Like, so I give myself all the time in the world. I'm in no hurry. And I feel, again, this is not a job that now we have to have a deadline. This is a process.
Okay.
So this is evolution. And evolution, like how much time it took for Earth to evolve. Like it takes time. Like, that's why people are getting discouraged, because they think now we have a deadline, 3 years, it has to be clean, otherwise the world is going to end. No, it's a process. Okay, now we stop, now we don't litter, now slowly we segregate, we slowly recycle, and slowly it's going to happen, right? Okay. So I don't have any deadlines, but I do not plan to stay in Gurgaon or Delhi or anything as such. I'm planning to move soon. I might be going either to Bangalore or Mumbai to spread the message, but I have much larger plans than that. I'm planning to clean 12 Jyotirlingas as well. Okay. That is one of my main things. I'm planning to clean Kedarnath Trail as a starting, because I feel like that's very, very important. So we need to start with monuments. We need to start with holy places. These kind of things will bring a change. If I just clean one gully in sector 55, people from that sector are going to relate to it. But from 56, not so much. But with these kind of places, whole of India can relate to. So that is another step how we can bring more attention to this, in a sense that people see, okay, yes, If this can happen, then anything can happen.
But do you think, like, once you are not here, right? Like, once you are, let's say, you're cleaning the Kedarnath trail, right? Do you think you not being in sector 55, sector 56 will have that impact that you will have once you are there?
So my impact is in sector 55, for example, is already done. Okay. Those people made their own WhatsApp groups. They're doing small cleanups of their own. There is a lady also who is in charge of sector 55 who is doing a wonderful job. So there are people who are getting, who have been doing a good job and who are being inspired by all of this. And they're like, okay, yeah, it's our turn now, because I cannot clean whole of India. I can clean sector 55 in my lifetime alone and then just die on the street. Like, if you see it like that. Yeah. But from my side, I am planning to organize, and which I have already. So I have a Delhi, 4CleanIndia Delhi group organized. I have 4CleanIndia Bangalore group organized already, and Chennai. So this is my idea, to find people who I feel they're proper Desi Josh. They don't want any money from this. They actually just want to contribute and help. Whoever has leadership skills, I take them and put them as a team leader of the group. Okay. So it has to be a person from that city, because it has to be a person that lives there and that can communicate. So both in Bangalore and Chennai and Delhi, I found really good team leaders. And we're building up these groups, and slowly we're going to start cleaning up. So they will be doing it. I don't think they can make a great change, like in a sense that they can clean Delhi themselves or anything as such. But that name being there can bring more people together, and slowly, even the authorities will do their part, and everybody is going to do their part, and it's going to get done. Because this, like, not one person can do it alone. Everybody has to be involved. Even people cleaning, even the authorities, even just the citizens, everybody.
Okay. And if, I'm sure you have talked about many a times on what to do and how to do. If someone who's watching it wants to reach out to you, wants to, get attached to this movement that is there, right? How can they do that?
Nothing. Like, a lot of people just text me on WhatsApp, say they want to be a part of it. I ask which city. If it's one of these three cities for now, I just ask them to send me their phone number, and I add them to the group. Okay. So till now we are still gathering volunteers who will join this movement, and then we're gonna start doing cleanup. So, like, usually through DMs, and like I told you, I get hundreds of messages. My friends know what it is, because I don't have any time for anybody else anymore. I'm just on my phone 24 hours because I know it's important. Yeah. Every message that I get, I open, I discuss, I talk. It's draining me, but I know it's very important. So anybody who wants to join, you please text me or DM me on my page, and I'll happily guide you.
Thank you so much, Lazar, for doing this. I really loved it. I'm not sure if we covered everything, but maybe once this movement is bigger, we can connect again. Maybe talk about it. Definitely, right?
I'll be here for some
time. I also want to be a part of the movement. Anytime you're doing a drive in Faridabad, I want to be there. I want to.
Do you want to be a team leader in Faridabad?
I can be. If you find me comfortable,
and this is exactly how it's done. Anybody who is willing, who has that wish. I'm not saying now you have to go and daily do cleanups or anything as such. But, like, we create a group, we gather people, and then we just talk, and we're like, okay, guys, this might be significant. Then we get 2-3 more NGOs, then everybody comes together. In the end, you actually don't do so much work. It's just people coming together and making a change together. And that always brings more people.
So that is what my idea with this podcast was also, right? If I'm not able to, go out in the streets and do this, at least I have a platform where maybe people listen, and maybe
this is also cleaning India. This is cleaning the minds of India. There are a lot of people who are doing different sort of programming or making websites. This is also a way to contribute. You don't have to make a 4CleanIndia website. Just make a Clean India website and do your part. It's like, everybody should do it just as a hobby. But everybody needs to do it.
Everybody needs to do it. Thank you so much for doing this. I learned so much, and I'm sure people would reach out to you from this. We will have multiple drives in future, and thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to this. Thank you so much for having me.
I really loved having this conversation with you. I'm genuinely saying this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.